Avengers Infinity War is finally upon us and the hype is real. But if, like me, you can't get enough of Marvel's mightiest heroes, check out our list of the 10 most amazing Marvel games on Xbox. If you think Avengers Infinity War is a star-studded ensemble, take a look at LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, a game that raids Marvel's entire history to bring you a ridiculous number of playable characters. There are more miniature heroes here than in that big tin in your front room at Christmas. Forget Iron Man, here you can play as Man-Ape. And who needs Hulk when you have She-Hulk? Unlike the mainstream movies, LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 shines the spotlight on lesser known Marvel guys, such as Fin Fang Foom and Kang. The thrill is steadily unlocking more and more heroes and seeing just how obscure they go. I mean, there's even an appearance by Lockjaw, the teleporting bulldog. There's a mad cat collection of settings too, including the Wild West, New York and Wakanda, and the open world design lets you stroll right from one hub into another. Or if you're Gwen Stacy's alter ego, Spider-Gwen, you can swing. Nothing really matters in LEGO games, especially not logic. So team up Cowboy Captain America with Rocket Raccoon and go have some fun.
Are you sick and tired of seeing Marvel's best and brightest fighting with the same old villains? Then this is the game for you. The likes of Spider-Man, Hulk, Iron Man and Thor can throw down with a whole host of famous faces. Say Ryu from Street Fighter, or Frank West from Dead Rising, or even Mega Man. It is of course insanely weird seeing Devil May Cry's Dante take on Spider-Man, but that's all part of Marvel vs. Capcom's charm. Ghost Rider and Dormammu is a great partnership for the ages, mainly because both their heads are on fire. This is an incredibly entertaining beat 'em up, whether you know the buttons or not. You can just unleash some craziness and have some fun without worrying about whether everyone's got their correct power levels or not. Because if this game observed everyone's power levels, this would kill someone. In the films, Captain America and co. have already proven themselves against the likes of Loki and Ultron and even each other, so it's refreshing to see them try their hands at brand new foes. Take that, Mega Man. You had it coming.
Avengers Infinity War isn't the first time that the Guardians of the Galaxy encounter Thanos. In Telltale's episodic adventure of last year, Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket and Groot actually have a brush with the big purple space grape, and what's amazing is they actually leave their mark on him. After crash landing on a planet and descending into its depths, you discover the Mad Titan attempting to pinch a doomsday weapon known as the Eternity Forge. He tries to turn Gamora over to his side, and that link between the two is something Infinity War explores. Star-Lord then taunts Thanos, which is never a good idea, and all hell breaks loose. But after some good old-fashioned teamwork and Rocket Raccoon's massive gun, Thanos receives a blast to the chest. Avengers, eat your heart out. Granted, this is not a Thanos tooled up with a full gauntlet of Infinity Stones, but it's still pretty cool to play a fight between these classic characters, especially because it happens as early as episode 1. And you can download and play the complete episode entirely free right now.
Pinball FX3 breathes new life into the favourite pastime of barflies by throwing Marvel superstars into the mix. And unlike the pinball table at my local, these ones aren't covered in sick. In fact, they're properly creative. Take Ant-Man's table, which is minuscule like the man himself. You can see a giant pair of glasses on the left and Hank Pym at the top, as played by Michael Douglas in the films. Spider-Man's table is similarly genius, referencing Venom, Carnage, who is kept in a prison in the middle of the level, and Spidey's love of public transportation. A massive train spotter is our Spidey, and there's also a classic Doctor Strange table, which clearly takes inspiration from the comics rather than the films, right down to Shuma-Gorath waving his tentacles around. My favourite though is the Avengers one set on the Helicarrier. The best bit are these pinballs colour-coded like the Avengers, or maybe they're actually the Avengers themselves after Thanos crushes them into little balls. In any case, Pinball FX3 is free, and once downloaded you can purchase additional tables like these dynamic Marvel ones.
Okay, I'll be honest, I'm whacking this entry on the list purely for the nostalgia factor, but Spider-Man 2 was superb back in the day. That day being 2004, when Alfred Molina looked like this. This was the first truly great Spider-Man game. It nailed the web swinging for starters. Here you had to actually anchor your webs to buildings, and if there were none around, you just flop straight in the water. You could also shoot double webs and have a little swing if you weren't in any particular rush. Beating up goons with your over-the-top moves was fun too, even if I'm only really playing to see where the inevitable Stan Lee cameo is. Are you Stan Lee? Are you Stan Lee? Spider-Man 2 looks dated now, sure, and other games have bettered it, but if you want to experience this lovingly made time capsule of a movie tie-in, it's backwards compatible. Or you could just watch me fail at web swinging for a bit. Yeah, I need some practice.
Time for another blast from the past now with The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. The game best known for giving you the power to tear apart a car and wear it as boxing gloves. In Ultimate Destruction, you play as a version of the Hulk in his wilderness years, post-Eric Bana Hulk and pre-Ed Norton Hulk, and this is a unique take on the character because here he does something he's never done before: get really angry and smash stuff up. I am of course kidding, because this version is the same Hulk you know and love from Avengers Assemble through to Avengers Infinity War, and it's a laugh breaking as much stuff as possible. Sorry puny humans. Hulk can weaponize the world by kicking buses at choppers and launching people like fleshy darts. He can even climb up buildings by digging his fingers into concrete, then doing a Macho Man style elbow drop. Destroying cities and causing billions in collateral damage should not be this fun. Bad Hulk, bad Hulk.
Now, the character of the Punisher isn't in Avengers Infinity War, mainly because everyone in that film is a superhero, whereas he's just a very annoyed man. But you should still check out his game because it's brilliant. It's a fairly standard third-person actioner where you travel through crack dens and seedy bars shooting people, but where it really shines is in its interrogations. It's incredibly dark and extremely violent interrogations. Here, Frank Castle attempts to extract information from people by subjecting them to his persuasive line of questioning. How can you say no to this man? He drives a hard bargain. They're so ridiculously violent, it's almost funny. Back in the day, I had to play through the game just to see these scenes, but now, thanks to YouTube, you can watch them all in one go. Sheesh, and if you think that's bad, you should see Frank on holiday trying to haggle.
Like The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, X-Men Origins really got to the heart of who Wolverine is, an indestructible badass with claws on his hands. Okay, his comic book character is deeper than that, but the sole element that translates best to video games is his viciousness. That's what makes his 2009 hack and slasher so much fun, because it lets you be Wolverine at his most enraged. Imagine the mood you're in when you've just got out of bed and you haven't had your coffee yet, and your skeleton has been coated with metal. That explains why Logan is totally willing to climb up on a helicopter, rip out the driver, then stick his head directly into the blades. It's a bit unnecessary, but I'll let Wolverine off, because he's in constant physical and emotional pain. What was notable about Wolverine in this game was the fact you see the damage on his character model. If you get shot, it leaves bullet holes. If you're set on fire, his skin burns to reveal shiny adamantium skeleton. He could even get impaled and come back as healthy as ever, the only indicator of it on his body being a scowl. He doesn't smile once in X-Men's Origins Wolverine, but at the end of the day, you've got to admire that consistency.
Don't count on seeing him in Avengers Infinity War, but if the recent movies put you in the mood for more of the Merc with the mouth, his excellent game will give you what you're after. Namely, Deadpool being a jerk to everyone. He doesn't so much break the fourth wall as stick his head through it, shouting, "Look at the fourth wall I broke," speaking directly to the viewer constantly. It uses the template of a third-person actioner, but throws so much into it, like top-down dungeon sections and turret bits where you have to shoot the demons that spill out of his own head. Also, some weird as hell minigames. Nolan North voices Deadpool, and for my money, he captures the character just as well, if not better, than Ryan Reynolds. With Deadpool 2 coming out this year, it's well worth seeking this bonkers slapstick adventure out.
Toys to Life game Disney Infinity brought us some of the finest Marvel fan service ever in its Marvel playset of 2014, which offered up some prime superhero adventuring across 3 distinct campaigns. The first one follows the Avengers as they square off against Loki. In the second, you get to play as a Spider-Man tasked with stopping Green Goblin's symbiote invasion. And the third storyline focuses on the Guardians of the Galaxy and their dust-up with Ronan the Accuser. I love the bold character designers in this game, even Hawkeye looks cool. And there was actually a sequel a year later in Marvel Battlegrounds, which saw the likes of Iron Man, Hulk and Thor fight each other in a series of arenas. Don't worry though, they're not mad at each other, they just got tricked by Loki. He's so very tricksy. You can pick up Disney Infinity and its figures fairly cheaply now, so why not fill up all of your shelves with them? And don't worry, anyone you share your house with will absolutely love having loads of Marvel figures around. But anyway, I'm off to go watch Avengers Infinity War now, so see you later.
So there we have it, 10 of the most amazing Marvel games on Xbox. Do let us know in the comments section if there's any that we've missed out, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Xbox, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!